Gary Clark gets a chance. The ball's really actually underthrown. Clark's able to react back to it, and Allen isn't, Frank. It's that simple.
And of course, Philadelphia had what they wanted. They were trying to get the pass rush. They were using their top cornerbacks, Eric Allen and Vince Smith. They'll use them all night in man-for-man situations. But how many times have you seen Gary Clark come back and help his quarterback? He has such a sense, a feel of the football field. He breaks back inside one of the Pro Bowl quarterbacks, Eric Allen, and gets the completion.
Meanwhile, on first and goal, they had a tough time getting the people they wanted in there. The play clock was down to 1, and they're forced to burn a timeout. That was a 3rd and 8 play, good for 75 yards. Longest play for the Redskins this season. They're knocking on the door in a scoreless first quarter. At the 7-yard line, 3 tight ends in the game, including Orr, who lines up in the backfield, and Burton Williams. Biner to the 2-yard line. Stopped by Evans and Hopkins. 2nd and goal, and Bud Carson, the longtime Jets defensive coordinator and more recently the head coach at Cleveland, now the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, watches his group backed up.
That was just a solid surge by the Redskin offensive line. They took the inside, the 2 tackles for the Eagles, and rolled them back a couple of yards and had a lot of Biner the ability to make that cut back to the inside. Jerome Brown, Mike Golick are the 2 defensive tackles for the Eagles, and it's imperative that they hold their ground.
2nd and goal. Jones is in the backfield. Carroll Riggs has the ball. 3 touchdowns last week, but he has stopped it before. Good tackle by Jerome Brown.
That's how you hold your ground.
I'll tell you, at 295, that's pretty quick, isn't it? Just started, hit the gap, and was able to make the stop, get Riggs behind the line of scrimmage. Watch 99.
Well, he slides to the outside, and the Skins pull their guard, and they're really asking Jeff Bostic, their center, to come all the way across and block this guy. That will never happen. That was just a good call by the Eagles, and that's a dead play as far as the Redskins are concerned.
3rd and goal from just inside the 4-yard line. That's Monk lined up in the backfield. And Rickman throws, and it is intercepted by Eric Allen. And so Allen, who fell down on the 75-yarder to Clark, that's Holmes with an interception in the end zone.
We're trying to get it to Clark one more time, and we're going to say this locked-up match all night long. Allen against Gary Clark.
I want to know how he gets the football because Gary Clark is open. This is a marvelous play by Eric Allen. Look at that.
Oh, playing it so tight that you down in close, and that's a spectacular play by a great quarterback.
RFK Stadium in Washington. Eagles 3-1. Redskins 4 and score. 7:35 left. First quarter. Philadelphia with its 2nd possession. They begin with the 20 after the interception by Allen. Movement in the line, and flags are down. Pete Sherman on the play that won't count. Anton Davis, the rookie tackle. Anton Davis, number 1 choice from Tennessee.
Ball start, number 78.
Let's go back and take another look at that interception if we could. Now right here is Clark, and he's locked up right there with Eric Allen. Now go ahead and roll it a minute, guys, to where Clark makes his break to the inside. Right there, freeze it. Look at it right here, and look how Clark has Allen beaten. If it is a throw that is out in front of Gary Clark at that point, you think that's a touchdown, but the ball is a little bit behind, and it's a tremendous break on the ball by Eric Allen that results in that Eagle interception. But I would have to think that a ball thrown a little bit out in front of Clark is a Redskin touchdown.
On 1st and 15, a flag down, a dump off to Sherman, but the flag was thrown by the umpire, and you know what that normally means. Collins and Miller.
What it did, yo, that shit, you fucking motherfucker. Fake touchdown. It's a fake touchdown. It's a fake touchdown. It wasn't set up.
Looking on the 15, gets backed up even further.
Fucking confused, man. Fucking confused myself. That was a fake touchdown. Don't wait for me now, little faggot.
Holding, number 78, offense. After distance, first down.
That's the daily double for Anton Davis.
It's another great matchup. It's Anton Davis right here working against Charles Mann. And it's just a fine upfield surge by Mann, but look how he works back to the inside. And Davis is either overpowered or else caught his foot in his own guards. Heels and goes down, but he takes man with him.
Cornball early in the morning, 6:30 in the morning.
22 as the penalty is marched off back to the
Probably
eight.
sucking on some lip, some dick.
Keith Sherman crosses the 10 and Danny Copeland wrestles him down. It'll be a second down and 19.
Well, you look at this Washington Redskin team, and you have to admire the way they build it. Charlie Casserly, the general manager, working with Joe Gibbs, they've got 3 Plan B starters in their secondary. They got a Plan B middle linebacker in Matt Millen. They got 2 guys in the middle that they traded for.
Oh, what's that? Man, what's up?
Regime, which started in May of '89. Well, they really turned this team around.
Second and 18, Eagles from the 12. 6:20 to go, opening quarter, no score. McMahon throws it out, it's caught by Barnett. And he takes it out to the 22-yard line. They are still about 8 yards short of the first down with a third down play upcoming.
Those are the hands of a really gifted receiver. Luke Carpenter, who has been working with Fred Barnett when he came up as a rookie a year ago, says he's got the finest hands he has seen in a lot of years. He dropped one a little earlier, but watch him go up. Comes down with the football, spins out as Philadelphia is being very conservative, deep in their own territory. There's Luke Carpenter on the retrieve of Brian Drake.
3rd and 7, Philadelphia from the 23. Four-man rush and a sack. Charles Mann at the 16. Beats Antoine Davis. Right start for the rookie.
Remember last time how he took Davis to the inside and overpowered him? This time, like all great defensive ends, he comes with a changeup and goes upfield and beats him around the soft corner.
And having a good year coming off an off year last year, but there is just the sheer speed and the athleticism of former Pro Bowler Charles Mann, who's trying to get back.
Jeff Eagles to catch. Brian Mitchell has run 2 punts back for touchdowns this season. And this one is a 10-yard run back and flag at the end of the play as he brings it back from the 39 up to the 49-yard line. Mitchell with the 2 run-backs for touchdowns and another one of 70 yards was called back.
Goes all the way back to the late George Allen, the play of the special teams here in RFK Stadium. It was his calling card, and it's a tradition that Joe Gibbs was more than happy to carry on. But I credit George Allen with really starting the tradition of great special teams play with Redskins.
Illegal block in the back. Number 50 on the return. 10 yards. First down.
And Joe Gibbs talks about it, Brian Mitchell. He talks about a gift that the return men have, and Brian Mitchell obviously has it. And this is how he does it. He usually takes it right up in the middle, and there is the call against Raven Caldwell. That will back up the Skins.
Georgia shot, D.C. last night of September, Washington Monument and the Capitol, and now inside RFK Stadium, no score. Washington first and 10 at its own 34-yard line. And this drive begins with an Ernest Weiner pickup of about 4 to the 38-yard line. And a shot from the Goodyear Blimp, hovering high above RFK Stadium. You've heard the term, of course, the toughest ticket in town. This is always the toughest ticket in town. And at halftime, we'll have a detailed look at the fanaticism that surrounds the following of this franchise. Second down and 7. Skins from the 38. Here's Meyer, a great tackle made in the backfield by Andre Waters, who comes knifing through from a strong safety position to stop him back at the 36.
Well, that's the kind of play you look for from your strong safety, and what they're doing here is the Eagles are overloading the line of scrimmage. Waters is actually up in a position playing like a linebacker. He's only 3 yards off the ball, reads the crossing action in the middle, just feels like a linebacker. Right there, Waters doing double duty. A strong safety by Trey, but playing linebacker.
Third and 8, Skins from their own 37. 3:50 to go in the quarter, no score. Blitz is picked up and then it's knocked down. The pass is knocked down near the line of scrimmage, I believe, by Byron Evans, the linebacker.
Yeah, he was actually blocked. He's picked up by Jeff Bostic, the center, and ridden away from the play, but jumped up, timed it well, and blocked the ball. Strong series there for the Eagles defensively.
Kelly Goodburn to punt. Line of scrimmage is the 36. Ron Harris to receive for the Eagles. He sets up with his 27. Decent kick. Fielded at the 18 by Harris. Gets a block. It pays the price as he brings it out to the 34. It's a loose football. Redskins think they have it.
They're going to rule it down, but there was a violent collision there. The ball came loose, and it looked like it came loose before he went down.
Well, if that is the case,
Hey, get up, man.
I think it's this one.
Well, that's not all that's loose either.
This Ron Harris saying this is the way you have to return a punt if you're ever going to pop one. You call it reckless abandon. That's what he does. Hurdles into the air. Now, does he lose it before the knee hits? He's losing it there.
That ball's out.
There's the knee. That ball is out.
That's a fumble. And a fumble on the way, but keep in mind, this is a situation where the whistle blows. If they ruled it down, even though the ball is out, it really doesn't matter.
And it won't matter because the Eagles take over as Byers takes it up to the 44-yard line on the other end of the McMahon pass. A little short of the first down. But again, it's the vagary of this whole system. If the system works perfectly, once the whistle has blown, that's the end of the play.
It's the end of the play, whether it's obvious like it is here that it is a fumble. And this is a fumble. But on the field, it was ruled being down, which means the official on site blew the whistle, which means right now, even though the ball is really loose, the play is standing over.
2nd and 1, up at the 44-yard line. 2:48 to go. First quarter, no score. Pete Sherman runs into the entire defensive line and gets smacked back by Andre Collins, the linebacker, and is fouled.
That is trying the point of attack and being rejected.
The point of attack collapsed. The Redskins, you study all week, you read formations, you read frequencies, and that's a good example of the reflection of this man. Richie Pettibone has been around here since 1978 and building great.
Oh, wrong button, y'all. Wrong button, man. Damn, y'all.
Just before the ball was snapped, they just closed down on it.
There's Jumpy Githers, number 97, the former St. Grade who's going on home here. Washington, of course, there's the Austin Wilbur Marshall.
3rd and a short 4 from the 41. McMahon, under pressure, rolling, pointing, and does his best Randall Cunningham imitation and goes out of bounds.
Man, what a lost opportunity, bro.
Considerably short of the first down.
And again, Charles, man, just came in unheeded and no impeding whatsoever. McMahon had to get out of the pocket. He had no choice.
I think we saw a look there on the sideline of the fiery-sided Jim McMahon, who was preparing to yell at his offensive line when they came off the field. Guys, you got to give me a chance.
4th down, Eagles to kick. Ryan Mitchell back to receive. Mitchell averaging 21.3 per run back on a punt. Has to fair catch this one at the 16-yard line. Well, tonight we see the unbeaten Redskins, and next week we see the unbeaten Buffalo Bills with Jim Kelly going into Kansas City. Arrowhead Stadium is the first.
Be sure that Arrowhead will rock on next Monday night. They are excited.
Chiefs come in 3-2 after their win yesterday against San Diego.
They prefer somebody
Oh,
else.
man. That shit was a jet versus jet fight.
A half to go and a scoreless first.